Hey, awesome ones. Heather here.
And Bill here.
Well, today we're just kicking back. This is a Saturday. We're just kicking back, and we thought we're going to talk about our trip to London and Paris. And we thought, hey, why don't we invite 61,000 subscribers to join us? So you're all welcome to listen to it's kind of like a fireside chat, but yeah, we're just talking to each other, and you guys can be a fly on the wall. It all starts in just a few seconds. All right, Bill, we're going to Paris and we're going to London. So let's cue some Parisian music. And what have we got here?
Well, whenever you and I decide we want to go somewhere, I like to set the mood that is related to what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. And, well, seeing how we're going to Paris as one of the destinations, I thought I'd get a little bottle of French wine.
Yeah, and you got that from your wine cellar. How many bottles do you have in your wine cellar?
Not many left now.
Maybe under 10, but what is this? This is a Chateau, you want to say? Chateau Neuf de Pape.
Well, it's from the Rhone Valley,
Lovely.
Which is two of my favorite places for wine. One is in California, and this one, of course, is in southern France, which makes unbelievable wine. So I thought we'd have this.
Go ahead and pour away. And so what we've done so far is, what do they say?
Heather, excuse me.
What?
And it's a cork. Okay. I love corks.
All right.
It's the romance of it all.
All right. So going to Paris, well, first we're going to go to London,
right,
and then we're going to go to Paris. So what we decided to do, and you know what they say? They say it's not the destination, it's the journey. All right. Not so much like a champagne, but yeah.
I love that sound.
It's all. I'm sorry. I'm ignoring your artistry here of opening the wine. Sorry. Let us do the right wine thing before we get going.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
it's okay. Go ahead.
Should I carry on, or did you want to finish what you were saying?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. And a couple of glasses.
And why do we have these big glasses today?
Because don't get me started. Wine. Also, the glasses you serve wine in is so amazing. If you have a nice bold wine, red wine, you want a big glass that the flavors in that have time to aerate on the top and come out. So, but that's another I'm just
video. Thinking, why don't we just continue to make a video of wine? Forget about the trip. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So a little bit for you.
Thank you.
Just enough to...
And you notice I have a little thingamajiggy on mine, so I actually usually drink mine faster than you do, so we know which is which. But anyway, to our trip.
To our trip.
Yes, Paris and London. That's nice. It has to sort of breathe maybe a little bit long, but...
We just opened it. Usually I'll open a bottle of wine, a good bottle of wine, let it aerate for a while. As you saw, we just opened it on air. So, but it's going to take some time, and it'll be a completely different wine.
But it sort of sets the mood for talking about, like I said, going on a trip like this is not just about, we're going to go on a trip and there's that week that we're going to take. And no, like you have to start it maybe a month or two in advance, because then you start getting really excited about it. You're almost there in your mindset. And what we did in the past few days is we actually decided we're going to London, we're going to Paris. Why do we have to go to London and then take a return trip from London from the flight and then come back? Like that didn't make much sense, because then you have to do the channel or the ferry and get back to London, and it kind of messes up like a day or two. So what we're doing is we are flying from North America to London, and then we're taking probably the Channel because that's the fastest,
Yeah,
right?
the Eurostar.
What is the Channel? Is it a train or something?
No, the Channel refers to the underground tunnel.
Okay.
And one of the trains is the Eurostar. There's, I think there's others, but and there, of course, there's the ferry that'll go across as well. But
I heard that this train gets more expensive the longer you wait, so we should buy our tickets now.
yeah, Heather and I were talking to our son about that too. And the closer it gets to a particular date, rather, the price goes up.
Yeah, and our son worked as a teacher in England, so that was pretty special. But
so that's a good tip, Heather.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do here is give you all the tips and that we found out. And we got a seat sale. I mean, here we are. We're flying from North America. It cost like $300 and change. We got to sit with each other. You're not sitting in one end, and I'm not sitting in another.
I'm in first class. She's in coach.
Underneath with the suitcases or something. But
I don't know if you ever saw a Seinfeld episode. Anyways, carry on.
Yeah, right. But I think they did Modern Family like that as well. But anyway, so we got these seats, 2 seats together, which means we don't have a screaming baby beside us or anything like that. And we just sit together. I'm pretty excited about that. $300 and change all in.
One way.
Yeah, but one way, but still. And then what we did just yesterday was and nonstop, by the way, we found 2 tickets again, 2 seats beside each other, and apparently a lovely meal with it, with a glass of wine. And it's coming from Paris, so that's good. And we got a real bargain on that nonstop as well.
Yeah, it wasn't the same price. It was,
about
more.
500 and something, but still. And I think what we also liked about that is the fact that it's nonstop. Also, it's leaving at 1:30 in the afternoon, so no getting up at 5 in the morning.
In Paris time.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's it. And that was another tip that we found out. Thanks to Bill. Bill said, Heather, remember that, because we're Eastern Standard Time, and he said, remember that London is 5 hours ahead of us?
I believe it's 5 hours and Paris is 6 hours.
Yeah, so that's really important to know if you are planning, the trains and things like that, especially if you get there and you forget about the time difference and you book it for 3 hours too early.
So it's great coming home because what is like an 8-hour flight, when you get off the plane, it's like 2 hours difference.
Yeah, but we'll just go home and sleep anyway, right?
Oh, for sure.
So the other thing we did was when we booked the tickets, before we booked the tickets, we also wanted to be sure that everything was right. And passports. For us, again, from North America, our passports have to not have an expiry 6 months before, I guess, we head home or something, or they might not allow us into the country.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know with us it's 3 months and less.
Wow. No, it said 6 months on the thing. That's what they said. So I think maybe London might be 3 months, and then watch out. Anyway, check it out wherever you are, because we know we talk to everybody all over the world.
See if, depending on where you're watching us and listening to us, you may need a visa too. And I'm not talking the credit card. So
and make sure
check that out too, to make sure where you're coming from, the country you're going to, doesn't require that from you.
And the other thing that we did yesterday was, most people, they stay in the standard, regular hotels that they know and love. But you said to me yesterday, I really kind of dug this idea. You said, I've checked out some boutiques and some independent hotels, and they sound kind of cool.
Yeah, everything's different nowadays. I mean, before it was just a hotel, and then, of course, you went to the Airbnbs and all that. But also now, besides just regular hotels, you have the boutique hotels like Heather just mentioned, and you have luxury hotels. Like, there's such a wide range now of places you can stay.
And it's so funny because I showed Bill this hotel overlooking the Eiffel Tower, and I said, $1,400 a night, and we're not those kind of YouTubers yet, for sure. But but I said, look at this picture, and it was a picture of a nice restaurant or bar, and we're going to go up there and maybe have a nice cocktail.
Yeah, the deck, the patio was like a rooftop. It wasn't a rooftop, but you're looking right over, great view. And that's something to remember too, is you don't have to stay at an expensive hotel or, I was going to say motel, but a hotel. But you could go to that expensive hotel, and just like we did with going to a hotel to use the swimming pool, you can go up and go to their bar.
That sounds weird, use the swimming pool. We paid to use the swimming pool. We didn't just sneak in, but that was, what was that on? That was the 6-day trip one. You know what, I'm going to put that one up so you'll know what the heck we're talking about. But yeah, so we're kind of planning, and by the way, if you're going to Paris and you're going to London, it's okay to save some money on your flights because of these sales and that. But I would suggest don't stay in a hostel or some crappy place, because you're in Paris, you're in London. You know, you want to make sure that you're staying in a place. You're on holiday. And that's the one thing that I always told you too, is that when we're on holidays, let's live it up a little bit, because you're not on holidays all the time. So you might as well do that.
Yeah, and I don't want to jump ahead here, but the other thing Heather and I discussed, I mentioned to her, was I don't want to go to the places I go to here, like to eat and stuff. I want to go to places that it's not a chain, you know, of restaurants, but it's local to that area. Maybe it's a small Parisian restaurant or an English pub, something like that. Something that's different, something that's the flavor of the country you're in.
Absolutely. And I said to you, let's check out some fish and chips in London. And I mean, hopefully they wrap them up in the newspaper and that. But definitely in Paris, we're going to go to the cafes, and we're going to have some French food, and we're going to have lots of wine. We gotta have lots of wine and pastries. Oh my. And you know what? No diet, no watching our weight or anything like that. You know, they're gonna there's lots of butter in a lot of the
I love butter.
Lots of butter.
Watch your cholesterol.
Lots of cream, lots of sugar. But you know what? We're just going to savor the taste, the whole essence of where we're going. And we're really excited about London. Don't get us wrong, but we're foodies. So when we think about Paris, we're always like, oh my gosh, you know, we got to go for the food.
And history. I mean, I love history. And
the Louvre.
The Louvre.
And we want to go on those double-decker buses in London. So we have actually done...
Typical tourists.
Yeah, we want to be tourists. Why not? And we've actually done some paperwork here. And that's what we do. You know, we spend about an hour a day now on the computer, and we're kind of looking around and, oh, look at this, and oh, look at that. And, you know, these are different hotels that we found. The Louvre looks like it's 17 euros. Oh, that's another thing. Paris is euros, and also the London is the pound. So make sure you know your currency exchanges as well beforehand. So there's lots of things here: the channel, the Eurostar, the eye. The eye. It's like a great big Ferris wheel kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it looks great.
And I looked at the different ways that you can go on this eye. I mean, they have champagne kind of prices where they actually serve you champagne. And they also have it sort of with Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, but they also have the double-decker bus. So we'll probably get a package like that. And because we want to see Buckingham Palace and the London.
We're doing this, did we tell them it's for a week?
Yeah,
and because it's a week and we're going to 2 different destinations, it's more of an overview. You know, it's not like we're just going through some country like England and going through the countryside and seeing all the castles and that. It's more of an overview, but that's fine too.
Well, we're getting there, you know, and why is the main point that we're getting there this year?
Because it's nonstop.
I guess because we booked our flight.
What do they mean by nonstop? I mean, it's the ocean between us. I hope it's not nonstop.
No, but I mean, I was looking at some, and they were really good deals coming back.
Right.
And they were like stopping in Iceland, which is supposed to be beautiful, right? But one of them, I went, oh, this one looks like, you know, a pretty good price. And they were going from like Paris to Calgary. And then they were coming back. Like, it was just like they were all over the place, and some of them make 2 stops before they ever get home. So and the layover in Iceland was like 8 hours. So you got to really watch that. Some of them are deals, especially when you got to get yourself a hotel for the night or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on a very strict budget, then you'll do stuff like that. But also if you're on just a 7-8 day trip, to lose more than 2 days, like you're traveling there, you're traveling back, but to lose more time, you're taking away from your trip.
You are. And I wish we could stay longer. I mean, really, we should do a week in London, a week in Paris, a week in Rome, but 2 reasons. First of all, we got videos and work that we have to do as entrepreneurs. You do work a lot. But secondly, you'd miss Little Hurricane.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear Little Hurricane. He's walking around in the background here.
He's waiting for his turn on. So like we would really miss him. And even though our daughter's looking after him. And the other thing that we have here is the checklist before departure. And if you, I did a video on what to kind of make sure you do when you travel. Again, I'm going to put that up there for you because it's very, very important that, you know, you take the smaller, you just bought some today, you know, the little smaller containers of travel size
liquids
things.
and creams. And
they'll throw them out. And that happened to you with some shaving cream, right? You're going to the Caribbean and...
Whose bag is this? Oh, no.
I thought, well, I guess I'm going to the Caribbean by myself this time, but no, it was just your aerosol. Oh, and the other thing we're trying to do, we're trying to go with no luggage.
Well, no checked luggage.
Yeah.
Checked bags.
Nowadays, they charge you so much, but it's not even the fact of what they charge. It's waiting for your luggage, like, you know, those big suitcases. So what we're doing is we're trying to go with, like, I'll have a purse and a carry-on.
I'll have a camera bag and a carry-on.
And we'll probably do a video and show you how we do that, because I hope you leave a lot of room for more of my stuff than yours. But I'm gonna, you know, why do I need like 4, 5, 6 different pants, right? I really don't. So we'll be doing a video on that. But this is a checklist before departure, and they want you to get to the airport like 3 hours in advance. And there's lots of things here that you need to really take a look at and make sure that you're doing them right, or you know, and don't bring too much weight if you are bringing a suitcase, because they charge you for the extra weight, but I think sometimes you can't even get on with the extra weight of stuff that you're bringing.
You gotta be careful.
So, and don't bring any fruit back. And anyway, follow the rules so you don't end up in insecurity somewhere. But so, you know, and then the other thing I want to show too, and we've already done a little bit of shopping here, is we know we have to charge our cell phones. So we bought one of this. This is a Targus World Power, and I'll probably put a link for it below here. So, but we just got that. We want to make sure that we can charge our phones and our cameras, or that's not going to be it's not going to be a good video if we can't do that. And of course, I've talked about this before. This is the Go Belt, and we got to get one for you as well. You just put it around your waist, and you can hide it underneath your clothes. And I mean, we've talked to, the other thing to do is talk to a lot of people who have already been there.
Yeah, that's a good tip too.
You know,
very good.
We've talked to some people, and they've warned us about the swarming kids that swarm around you.
Pickpockets.
Yeah, so you don't want that to happen to you. So just be aware, and I'm not making this a fearful thing. It's a happy thing that we're doing. But be aware, if all these kids are swarming around you, you know, have your little money belt or whatever, or just zip out of there, right? But anyway, so it's all good. We've got our little, we're getting going, and we just wanted you guys to listen to some of the things that we've been talking about.
I think in a nutshell, too, we live in this age now of instant access to information. So now, as Heather has been mentioning, just research and plan, and things should be great.
Absolutely. So and look forward to the videos. We're going to have some videos on this, and hopefully if our film or our SMS cards or whatever they are, they all work. So we're really, we want to do one on London, right? We want to do some packing, a video on packing. We've got this one going, and we also want to do one on Paris. So that should be great. But somebody who we can't bring is Little Hurricane.
And Little Hurricane was asking to meet a French poodle. He says, I don't want to meet those English bulldogs, but a French poodle, hey, mini.
All right, so let's go get Little Hurricane and bring him out here. So here he is, the cuteness factor, Little Hurricane. And when Little Hurricane comes on the scene, it's my cue to tell you about the upcoming videos. And of course, on Tuesday, there's going to be a lot of traveling going on in the Tuesday videos and packing and all that sort of thing. But we've got a lot of other ideas too. And then on Fridays for beauty and fashion, today I was at the drugstore trying to find some other makeup for you. And I think I found a really great foundation to talk about. So that'll be coming up along with a lot. And I want to look at some Paris couture and really try to shop around some of the stores, maybe Harrods in London and some of the stores in Paris. And I might just do a video on some elegant Paris fashion. So that should be good. So, you know, you know what I want to talk about? Want to talk about the fun list. I'm going to put the video link up there for you, because what the fun list was, we do them like for 12 months. We schedule, we do schedule dentists and taxes and all that sort of thing, but we also schedule fun. And London and Paris was on our list.
Yeah, it certainly was, yeah.
And there's something about looking at a list. We put it up in our office. When you look at it, it actually happens. So schedule some fun, everybody. Enjoy the smorgasbord of life and travel and food and fun and wine and everything that you can, and keep it awesome.
Keep it awesome.